For more videos, press the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notification to receive the updates directly in your device. Hello friends, I Vikas Nehra welcome you all to our Nehra Classes YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we will learn the different methods used to assign static IP address in Linux. So let's get started. For this tutorial, I am going to use this machine that is running on CentOS 8.2, and on this machine I will show you the different methods that we use to assign the static IP address. First method that I am going to use here is the graphical method with which we can assign the IP address. For that, we will open the GUI, we will log in the machine as the root user in GUI, and there we will go to this power button, and there we will click on it, and then we will click here on wired off, and here in the wired settings we will click here on this option. So it will open the GUI utility. Here we will click here on the settings tab, and then we can either click here on the IPv4 if we want to assign the static IPv4 address, or in case if we want to assign the static IPv6 address, we can click here. Let us suppose I want to assign the static IPv4. So I will click here in this IPv4 tab, and I will click here on manual option. After that, I will click here on the address tab, and I will provide the IP address which I want to set here. Let us suppose I want to set 192.168.1.150. Then I will have to provide the subnet mask as well. Let's mention 255.255.255.0 and then the gateway. So let me use the gateway IP address as 192.168.1.1, which is the IP address of my router. And in case we want to assign the DNS manually, here we will disable this automatic option, and we will mention the IP address here of our DNS. I am mentioning the IP address of Google DNS here, and I will click here on apply, and then I will enable this option. So this will enable the IP address. This will set the static IP address in our machine, and if we want to check it, we can execute ifconfig command. It should show us the IP address here for our network adapter, that is ENS33, and this is the same IP address which we have mentioned there, 192.168.1.150. Or we can also execute IPA command. This will show us the same. This is the IP address which we have already set through GUI. Now in the next method, we will set the static IP address by the command line interface, and here we will execute nmtui command, and it will open the network manager TUI, which gives us the utility to edit the connection, to activate a connection, and even we can set the host name in our machine. Here with the help of arrow keys, we will go on the first one, that is edit a connection, and press enter. And here we can select or edit the network adapter. In our case, we are going to edit this ENS33, that is the Ethernet adapter, and after that we will click here on the edit button, and after selecting this with the help of arrow keys, we will press enter, and here we can change the name if we want. We can change the device, and here we can either select the automatic for DHCP, and for the static IP we can select the manual option here and press enter. Same we can do for IPv6 if we want to set the IPv6 in our machine. Then on the addresses, we will go to this line, and here we can mention the desired IP address which we want to set here. Like if I want to set 192.168.1.140/24 for the subnet mask. We can mention the gateway, the DNS, and if we want to automatically connect this adapter, we can select this option by pressing the space bar, and after that we can click on OK. Now we can go back and we can activate the connection. So here first we will deactivate it, and then we will again press enter here to reactivate it, and now we can go back and click on OK. So this will set the static IP address. Let's verify this IP address by running the ifconfig command, and here it shows us the same IP address which we have set, that is 192.168.1.140. Now let's verify it from the command prompt of our Windows machine, and here I will try to ping this IP address, ping 192.168.1.140, and it is giving us the response, so that means it is working properly. Now we will proceed towards the next method. In this method we can edit the adapter file directly by using the VI editor. So we will open it in VI editor. The exact location is /etc sysconfig network-scripts ifcfg ens33. This is the file that is having all these details like IP address, subnet mask, gateway. So we can edit this file and we can manually mention the details there in this file. So we will open it in VI editor, and here we can change the type if we want. We can mention the boot proto as well, and we can mention the name, we can change the name, we can change the device name, we can enable or disable it on boot, and here we can specify the IP address which we want to set. To set the static IP address, this line must be present in this file, that is IP header, and here we will specify the IP address which we want to set. Let us suppose I want to set 192.168.1.130. Then for the subnet mask, in the next line we can mention prefix is equal to 24, and after that we can specify the gateway, and we can also specify the DNS. Here we can specify up to 2 DNS here in this file. After that we can save this file, and in order to activate this or to apply these changes which we have made in this file, we can execute if down command, if down and the adapter name, that is ENS33. So it will deactivate this adapter, and now we can reactivate it. So here we can execute if up ENS33, and now we can verify the changes by running the ifconfig command, and here it must show us the IP address as 192.168.1.130 which we have set in the file. So this was the third method that we can use to set the static IP address in our machine. Now I am going to show you the last method that we can use to set the static IP address in our machine, and for that method we can execute the nmcli command, network manager CLI, and here we can mention the connection, and after connection if we want to modify the existing connection we can mention here connection modify, and then in the next we can mention the adapter name, that is ENS33, and then if we want to set the IPv4 we can mention IPv4, or if we want to set IPv6 we can specify IPv6 here, IPv4 dot addresses, and then we can mention the IP address, that is 192.168.1.120. let us suppose I want to set this IP, and then the subnet mask, and after that we can mention the method, that is IPv4 dot method, and here we can mention manual for the static. And if we want to set the gateway and the other details, we can also specify these things after the IP address. Press enter. So this will set this in our machine, and now we can bring the adapter down. So here we can execute if down command, if down, and the adapter name, that is ENS33, and now we can again execute if up, ENS33. So this will activate the adapter and apply the changes which we have made in the previous command. And now let's verify it by running ifconfig command again, and it will set the same IP address that we have mentioned in the command. Let's verify it. So here we will try to ping it from our Windows machine, and the IP address which we have set is 192.168.1.120, and here it is giving us the response. So it is properly set in our machine. So these were the methods that we can use to set the static IP address in our machine that is running on Linux. These 4 methods are very important. You can choose the desired method that is suitable for you to set the static IP address in your machine. And with the help of this method, you can set the IPv6 as well. You can even modify the other details like the DNS. You can change the adapter name. You can change the device name as well. So all these things you can do that with the help of these 4 methods. Okay guys, that's it for today's session. Hope you will find this video useful for you. If you like it, then do share it with your friends and colleagues. And if you are new on our channel, then please subscribe us and turn on the bell notification. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Jai Hind, Vande Matram.